What do you get when you cross a Mai Tai with a pearl diver, banana liqueur, and a syrup that tastes like New Orleans? Well, you get this, the banana diver. Not too long ago, we were discussing nut-free orgeats, and there are a bunch of things you can do, including using just another butter of some kind that does not contain nuts. But it got me thinking about just straight up using Dave Arnold's butter syrup in a Mai Tai or a cocktail that needed orgeat. Now, it would not be the same, but maybe could provide something interesting. And then I started thinking about getting more of that nutty flavor from the butter by browning it, making a brown butter syrup. Now, naturally, my mind automatically went to New Orleans and the Banana Fosters, that like rich cooked banana, caramel, cinnamon, and of course rum flavor. And as I was trying this out, I was also going through the banana liqueurs video I did, tasting them all out, and a few banana cocktails. So can we make a Mai Tai using the brown butter syrup? Well, actually, I already did, and it's very good. But this also encroaches on pearl diver territory, so I thought I'd combine a few things from each, using the Mai Tai as kind of the template, and then the pearl diver as well. Now, truthfully, a pearl diver is pretty basic once you have that gardenia mix. The main difference from this being a pearl diver has orange juice, and the one we're going to make today has no orange juice, but it incorporates some Angostura and that allspice dram, and will include the cinnamon and the brown butter syrup. Now, if you want to sandbag this, you could totally just make the cocktail we're doing today and use the regular Dave Arnold butter syrup, or just use orgeat, but it's not going to be the same. To make this brown butter syrup, the first thing I did was brown 150 grams of butter. If you've not done this before, go slow as not to burn it. Eventually, the butter is going to kind of start bubbling and have a crusty foam on the top. Once that stops, you want to turn off the heat. This process is much easier in a pan that is stainless or light in color. A dark or black pan is hard to see when things start to brown in the butter. If your pan is too hot, remove it from the heat right away so it does not burn. Now, I want to let this cool just a little bit. We're going to want it warm, but not as hot as it is right now. Next, I'm going to measure out 200 grams of water and then 3 grams of 210S. I'll slowly combine that with the immersion blender to hydrate the 210S. Now, while I wait for my butter to cool down a little bit, I'm also going to take some cinnamon and grind it. Next, I'll add the butter to our water and 210S mixture. Now I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of freshly ground cinnamon, followed by 150 grams of brown sugar, and then 150 grams of white sugar. All right, so how long does this last? I have no idea. I made this a week ago. It's fine now. Now, if you're making this, you will see that there are some specks in here. It's kind of from the brown butter, the really dark brown, reddish brown color. If you want this to look a little bit smoother, you can always put this through a fine mesh strainer, but that's kind of where all the flavor is, so I'm leaving it as it is. We're gonna build this in a drink mixer tin with 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, 1 ounce of lemon juice, and I'm gonna hold on to this spent lemon shell. 1/4 ounce of allspice dram, 1/2 ounce of our brown butter syrup, 1/2 ounce of a banana liqueur, 1 ounce of a funky Jamaican rum, and 1 ounce of a Demerara rum. Take that lemon shell and I'm going to place a sugar cube inside, and I'm going to fill it with 151. it on fire. So as I made this cocktail a few times and making this video, I don't have a name for it yet. I've been using Banana Diver, but we'll see. I'll come back and insert something if I change my mind there. So let's try it. It's one of those things where the banana to me is in the background, but if you don't like banana, you're gonna hate this because it does have just that Giffard banana liqueur flavor in it. The butter is providing the texture, and if you've ever made a normal pearl diver using gardenia mix without 210S, you'll know that it is so challenging to work with. You get these clumps of butter, and it can be okay. It's just like a weird experience when you use that 210S in here right now in this cold drink with all this ice. It is totally emulsified. There's no clumps of butter. There's no solids in it, but it is providing a unique mouthfeel, and it's providing just some texture, but it's not slick. It's not oily. It just has this richness to it. And that brown butter flavor, if you try that syrup on its own, it's like very intense. I don't know how to describe it. It's just kind of like a praline type flavor. It tastes like candy, really. It's butter, brown sugar, and some cinnamon. So, I mean, that's the flavors that come through. In the drink, it's a little more in the background because you are getting, lots of rum in here. You're getting a little bit more amped up banana aroma and flavor from the Smith & Cross, and that's intentional. Then our Demerara rum's playing up the caramel, burnt sugar notes that you're going to find in something like a dark rum that you might add to a Banana Foster's before you flambe it. So I wouldn't call it Banana Foster's in a glass because that addition of citrus, in this case I used lemon juice because I wanted just a pure citrus flavor and not the flavor of lime. That does totally transform this thing. That punch of citrus comes through. So it makes it its own thing. And then we get some of those spice notes coming through from Angostura and from our allspice dram. It is unique. It feels very tiki. That brown butter syrup seems, a little bit, I don't know if the word's advanced is the right word to use, but it's a little bit advanced, but it's in the background there. So I would encourage you, don't be hung up on this by not making something like this because you don't have that. Just use orgeat, use the butter syrup if you made that for the cold buttered rum. You're gonna get something that's gonna be a little bit different, but I'm sure it's gonna be delicious. Oh, and if you're looking for glassware for your pearl divers, there are some new glassware you can buy from Whiskey as well as Cocktail Kingdom. This is the Whiskey one, but this guy right here is vintage. And this, if you want to find one on eBay, it's the Dunbar Aramis. That's the name of this one. They started making these, I think, in the 1930s. Over time, the name probably changed, but everyone kind of knows that selling these online, it's the Pearl Diver glass. But if you want to look more officially, look for Dunbar Aramis. You'll find some. They're not too expensive. There's a lot of different colorways. They even have a matching pitcher. I had a pitcher. Is right here. I keep these fake flowers in it. So you can find some packages where maybe you get different colors or just one or two. But if you can find a vintage one, they're really cool to get that original Pearl Diver glass. So look for it online. It's the Dunbar Aramis glass. All right, that's it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell button, I guess. I don't know. Get notified if there's a new video. Otherwise, if you want to support this channel more, you can check out the Patreon page, and I will see you on the next one. Oh, one more thing. If you're doing fire, first of all, be careful. Second, yes, if you use lemon extract, lemon oil, you'll get a cooler looking flame, but you run the risk of that dropping into your cocktail and destroying your cocktail. So when I take pictures of drinks, yeah, that's what I use. When I'm drinking them, I'm using Hamilton 151. That's not going to ruin the drink. That's actually, it's going to make the drink better. There you go. It's better.